and Tina Janzen. Welcome to our home. One of our favorite things about this house is the staircase. When we originally started designing the house, we were going to actually close this in and have a closet. Elevate very wisely informed us of how beautiful the staircase could be if we did not do that. And we are so happy that we made that decision to not have the closet. It is just absolutely beautiful. We love it. That's one of my favorite things about the house.
That's one of the things Elevate helped with is you work with our architect, but also they gave us full creative control. We got to choose all the door handles, all the fixtures, all that, but they gave their input of, you might want to consider this.
Yeah.
So it's still very much ours, 100% ours, but they help kind of guide us through because we're doing this blindly.
Right.
We don't know what it's going to look like. They're the ones who have the experience, and they've kept at our creative vision, but help kind of guide us.
So this is one of the things that we wanted to have a fireplace, but we live in Southern California, so we don't really need the heat. So it's a water vapor fireplace, so it does humidity and things, provides a little bit of humidity out into the air. And we sort of had a drawing of what we wanted it to look like, and Randy at Elevate sort of set it up and built it, and it just turned out beautifully. We love it.
Yeah, and just the attention to detail on these small things. The wood grain just flows right across. It's just so beautifully made. It's so nicely made. And again, we live in Southern California, but I never felt like there was a communication issue.
No.
I mean, this is up in Oregon, we're in Southern California. I didn't feel like something's happening and you don't know what's going on. The level of communication, the coordination, they were right on board with this. So it was a very secure process, more secure than you might think.
So why did we choose modular? The main reason was we looked for about 4 months and we could not find a house that we liked, that was worth leaving our old house and moving into. So we started looking. We were always interested in prefab. We were always interested in eco housing, more ecologically sound. And we just happened to be YouTubing one day and we found Toby Long Design, who has a long history of making just incredible houses that are ecologically sound and eco-friendly. And so we spoke with him, and he made us realize that we could build a house that was to our exact specifications, a custom-built house that did not deplete, so much of the environment, that was beautiful craftsmanship and just a really beautiful house, exactly what we wanted. And they could put it wherever we bought land. So that was what we did. The first process was buy the land. We designed the house with Toby, and then he connected us with Elevate, and just so grateful he did that. We were able to do a lot of things in this house that we would not have been able to do if we were building it conventionally. The house just comes, I know my husband will say, the perfect right angle. The house just comes, just so perfectly built that we were able to do a lot of things. Like, we had a strange idea about my washer and dryer, and so they were able to design the master bedroom around the washer and dryer so that our children can use it but not have to come in the bedroom, and just being able to do these little things that are going to make our lives in the end so much easier. It was just so simple, and they're just great. I mean, we really felt supported. The first time we came, I think, was the most shocking thing we've ever seen, because when you see something on paper, when you've designed it on paper and you think it's going to look a certain way, and then you actually walk in the drawing and you see like really how high those ceilings are and how big the sliding doors are and just how well constructed and how just beautifully put together it is. It's really spectacular. So yeah, we could not be happier.
Also the quality, not just the right angles, but how secure everything is. Just everything is very solid, and the speed of construction. Because you figure this is all happening in a climate-controlled environment. You don't have the people building this, off in the sun or in the rain. So they could build this through all the hard winter months. It was never exposed to the elements. So in the long run, it was a faster build. than it would have been if we had built it on site.
Yeah. So I forget who told us. Somebody said that with a modular prefab home, you're never going to have a front door that doesn't fit. That when you get it to the site and the front door is there, the front door is going to fit. And with a conventional build, you don't always have that. They have to go back and, fix some things, but not so with this. So yeah, we just could not be happier. We know in Southern California, we would not be able to afford a home of this quality, size, design, the fixtures, the finishings, everything. We would not be able to afford this house if it were already on site built. Being able to start it from the ground up and design it ourselves and have them hold hands and walk us through it, we just would not be able to have the same experience if it were a conventionally built house. So we're just really grateful. We're really grateful that we found Elevate and found our architect, Toby Long, and just couldn't be happier.
There are factories that build the houses closer to us we could have gone with, but we chose Elevate because we felt we had a great rapport with them very quickly. We felt the communication was going to be very efficient, very clear. We felt like we would get what we wanted with them.
Absolutely.
So, yes, is it more cumbersome to build something out of state? Well, sure, we have to fly up to Oregon to see the actual house, but I never felt like there was a lack of communication. It felt very clear. It's our own house, our own vision. I'm very glad we chose Elevate as opposed to something even more local to us.
Yeah, we got the house, the exact perfect house that we wanted. Our dream house. Just couldn't be happier. It's one thing that they really do is they help you walk through the house of what are the things that are most important to you? How do you live? What do you, what parts of the kitchen do you need it to be this way to make your life easy? And some of those things you don't know until you start thinking, okay, what do I do? How do I use my kitchen? How do I, what will we use the living room for? That kind of thing. And they walk you through. And so then you are able to make decisions about, we have so much cabinetry in this kitchen. I mean, this kitchen is ridiculous, but we also have a pantry. So, but my in-laws who will live in the pool house, they wanted a beautiful entertainment sectional to sort of put their valuables and their pretty things, in, and we couldn't afford both. So it's like we have to sort of figure out which one do we really need, which one is going to make our lives easier and better. And so we just value engineered out the pantry because we can put shelving in later, or we can have them come down later when our budget fits that. But the important thing was for them to be able to have a nice display case and stuff like that. So it just they really hold your hand through and help you hone in on what is the important thing of this house. What is the house going to be used for? And that really just kind of makes it all clear. You don't really have to, there are no decisions when what is the house going to be used for? And that you just go, oh yeah, that makes perfect sense, In fact, this kitchen, we had a peninsula before. The original design was for a peninsula here. And then as we were talking about it, how is the kitchen used, everything, we knew that, we were going to want to be able to go outside. So you're going to be stuck behind a peninsula and have to walk all the way around and to go outside. And so I think Toby was the one who said, why is it not just an island? And once that was done, it was like that. Of course, why isn't it an island? So, and then I just love it. It's so much better now. So yeah, just every step of the way, they just kind of help you understand, we don't know anything about building houses. We are complete novices. So we just knew that, the idea that we wanted, but having experts that know what they're doing and know how to help you get to what you want is just invaluable. It's absolutely invaluable.
I believe the design process was less figuring out what do we want, but defining how are we going to live? What do we need out of a house? That's more of a kind of uncovering the house that reveals that. And Toby, with his design, really helps get that, and Elevate been able to adapt to that. And hey, here's the design you have. Here's how we actually fit that into, a practical economic thing that we can build.
And I will say this bathroom down here is the biggest surprise because this is like a that bathroom and this bathroom are totally throwaways. No one's using those bathrooms unless somebody comes to see us. And so that one especially was just a total throwaway. We were just like, oh, who cares? Whatever, put something in it, And they walked us through slowly, and now it's so cute. It's like, I'm so glad you did that. Well, in fact, we had tile in that bathroom because we were thinking when we have a pool, people are going to be running in, they're going to be wet, they're going to need tile. And when we came last time, they were putting the floor in, and then Randy was able to say, why is there tile in that bathroom? And we were like, I don't know. Why is there tile in it? He goes, yeah, I think the wood is fine. You need to do that. And it was a much better decision because it would just look strange to go from the hallway wood to but those are things we don't think about really, but they're always on it. Yeah, we can't say enough about the team that works, that helps you walk through the process so that you know exactly what you're getting. And they're a little more attention to detail than we are. So they kind of have to go, yeah, but what about this? What about this? So yeah, I don't know. It's just been such an amazing experience.
It does sound crazy. It does sound really crazy if you think, hey, you're building your house in 5 different pieces in a different state. It sounds really weird, but once you really see how it works, it makes so much sense. It's such a logical way of doing this. And in the end, you get a house that's exactly what you want and built amazingly well. And
I know for Southern California, homes like this are much more rigorous. They have much more rigorous standards than conventionally built houses. So there are things, in this house that you cannot do that you could do if you were just building on site. And it's very strict. It's very regulated. And in the end, you get a much better, more sound house, I think, than if you build on site. I love those cabinets. I just love those cabinets. So those doors are black. But then when you get into the kitchen, that door can't be black. So it's like, those are things we never even thought of. And they're like, nope, okay, we had a door day where we went through with Nicole and, which door are you talking about? Okay, this door, which side, outside, inside, what does it look like? How does it, it was really a lot. And having somebody hold your hand through that was great. All the decisions worked out. So that's good.
Curtis even called us up and he said, okay, I know the diagram has the pole right here. Yeah. Are you sure you want it? We can do that. Maybe you want it like this. So kind of as an extra layer of double checking our decisions, because we're making decisions a bit blindly. Yeah. But he's a great set of eyes to have to kind of, clearly communicate and confirm what our choices are.
Yeah. And now we're heading upstairs. This is our laundry room. We basically have an old washer and dryer Maytag that I am not willing to get rid of. And so we designed the upstairs master around these washer and dryer. So it's right next to our closet, but then our 2 children who are down the hallway will also need to use it. So we did a door over there, a door over here. So when they are doing their laundry, we can close the door. This was the look we wanted. But we couldn't afford the marble that we wanted because it was just astronomical. And so our designer set us out looking for specific tiles. And so this is porcelain, I believe, right? And so it has the same look as the marble, but it is a lot cheaper. So we were able to have a gorgeous shower for not what we thought we were going to have to pay, which is great.
And we even had the long calls about, now, where would you like to have the towel rack? Where should this go? Which, it shows attention to detail. And they're thinking, well, if you open the door like this, you're not going to want to have this there because it'll block your way. And what if you put it like this? Yeah. So all those just thousands of small details going through and making sure that it's what you want.
I love how into it they are. Yeah. Like you get a message. You got to look at this right now. Look at that. We saw this. Isn't this cool? It's just so fun that they're as excited about it as we are. It's really neat. Thanks for coming. Come again.